Good evening and welcome to our news video. Hinman documents release in SEC Ripple case is a boost to Ether. JP Morgan has released a research report stating that the recent release of the Hinman papers in the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission's (SEC) case against Ripple is a boost to Ether, ETH, and is likely to trigger a move to more decentralization in the crypto market. In 2018, emails tied to former Director of Corporation Finance William Hinman's speech deemed ETH not to resemble a security, a fact the report noted. Senior leadership at the SEC did not rank Ether as a security in 2018. The Hinman documents are likely to influence the direction of the current U.S. congressional effort to regulate the crypto industry in a way that Ether would avoid being designated as a security, JP Morgan stated. Invesco reapplies for Bitcoin ETF, advocates for more crypto investment products. Investment management company Invesco, with $1.4 trillion assets under management, has reapplied for a Bitcoin ETF in conjunction with Galaxy Digital. This comes after TradFi giant BlackRock filed for a spot ETF last week, which shook up the market. Another peer, WisdomTree, also refilled for an ETF on Tuesday, after being rejected by the SEC in 2022. Invesco first filed for a Bitcoin ETF in the fall of 2021, but dropped the effort in October 2021 after a futures ETF by ProShares was approved and began trading first. In its current filing, Invesco argued that the lack of a spot Bitcoin ETF pushes investors towards riskier alternatives, as seen in insolvencies like FTX, Celsius Network, BlockFi, and Voyager Digital Holdings. It also emphasized the need for investor protection, saying that approval for such an ETF hinges on a surveillance sharing agreement with a significant, regulated market. BlackRock, in its filing, advocated for the same thing, arguing that Nasdaq could be brought in to fill this role. The Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) is very concerned with market manipulation related to Bitcoin prices and has cited this in almost, if not all, previous rejections. This is because the SEC's view is that Coinbase and others are not regulated as exchanges and therefore cannot be trusted to prevent fraudulent and manipulative ACTS and practices. Grayscale, for now, currently shares common ownership with CoinDesk in Digital Currency Group. They have sued the SEC over their rejected Bitcoin spot ETF. Speaking at CoinDesk's consensus conference in Austin, Grayscale CEO Michael Sonnenschein said he expects a decision in the case by September. So far, the SEC hasn't given any indication as to when it plans to make an announcement regarding a Bitcoin ETF. This news is significant for investors as it indicates a growing interest in cryptocurrencies and their growing popularity as a means of investment. It remains to be seen how the SEC will respond to these applications and if a Bitcoin ETF will be approved and allowed to trade on U.S. exchanges. XRP makes waves with 1.16 million transactions, indicating rapid growth. XRP has been showing significant activity over the past few weeks, with transactions hitting an impressive 1.16 million as of June 8, 2023. The recent upswing in transaction count indicates increased utilization of the XRP network, which could have potential implications for its price. Looking back to May 27, 2023, XRP transactions were around 1.15 million. Over the following days, transactions reached as high as 1.64 million on May 28, before falling to approximately 1.22 million by the end of May due to the turbulence on the market caused by the SEC's lawsuits. Despite these fluctuations, the overall trend demonstrates a persistent rise in transaction numbers. And from a price perspective, XRP has also shown some slight upward momentum during the same period. The price per XRP token increased from 47 cents on May 27 to 52 cents by June 7 and currently stands at 53 cents as of June 9, 2023. This positive correlation between transaction volume and price suggests that increased network utilization may be driving up the price of XRP. As more users turn to the XRP network for transactions, demand for the XRP token could increase, thereby pushing up the price. However, investors should also keep a close eye on market sentiment, regulatory news and broader macroeconomic factors that can all influence the value of a digital asset. And while an increase in transaction volume generally signals a healthy and active network, it is not the only factor that impacts a cryptocurrency's price. Looking ahead, if the XRP network continues to see a sustained rise in transaction volume, this could bode well for the price of XRP. But it is important to stay informed and monitor other factors that could impact the cryptocurrency market. Iran and Russia join forces to simplify trade in national currencies with crypto integration. The Financial Expo in Tehran, which saw experts and business representatives from Iran and Russia come together to discuss the potential uses of cryptocurrencies and blockchain. During the 15th International Financial Industry Exhibition, FINEX, speakers from the crypto and fintech sectors in each country discussed the benefits and pitfalls of employing crypto assets and blockchain technologies. The meeting brought together government officials, including the CEO of the Iran Blockchain Association, as well as business leaders and industry professionals. This forum also provided a platform for a major announcement concerning trade between Iran and Russia, and the management of monetary transactions between economic stakeholders. A new financial tool was unveiled by Iran's bank Pasargad and Russia's largest bank, Sberbank, a banking guarantee letter. This tool, used alongside another tool, the domestic letter of credit, can help streamline trade in the currencies of the two nations, the ruble and the rial. These instruments have the potential to streamline bilateral trade using national currencies, making it a significant step forward in the cooperation between Iran and Russia, said Said Ahmed Reza Alai, chief executive of the Iran International Exhibitions Company. With both countries facing international sanctions, they have been exploring ways to circumvent financial restrictions. Payments in national currencies between the two countries already exceed 60% of trade transactions, but the use of cryptocurrencies could provide even greater efficiencies. While Russian authorities are still considering whether to legalize crypto payments in cross-border settlements, Iran already placed its first official import order with cryptocurrency in August 2020. And in May 2021, Iran's Trade Promotion Organization announced the establishment of a platform allowing businesses to pay with crypto abroad. Experts at the expo highlighted the potential of blockchain technology to transform industries beyond the financial sector, such as supply chain management and healthcare. They stressed the importance of collaboration between the two countries to realize these benefits. That's all for today's news update. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.